What if, hypothetically, my PC exploded and the only option I had for gaming was my crappy school-provided Chromebook? How could I possibly fuel my pizza tower addiction if my main gaming setup is less powerful than my iPhone? Most school Chromebooks don't even allow you to run exe files, much less download Steam, so it seems like I'd be out of luck, right? Well, thankfully, there exist several browser-based alternatives that can satisfy your pizza-related desires without the need to download or run any programs. In this video, I'll be exploring several options for playing pizza tower games using nothing but a web browser, as well as seeing if any of them are actually good. Before we start though, videos like these take a lot of effort to put together, so I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. I'm trying to reach 50k by the end of the summer, so if you subscribe, we'll be one step closer to hitting that goal. Anyways, without further ado, let's dive into the wide and wonderful world of pizza tower browser games. Starting out, let's just type pizza tower into the search bar. The first thing that pops up is of course the Steam page, but you might have noticed that right below there's this weird website called pizzatower.io. This website advertises itself as being a way to play pizza tower online and without downloads, but that's actually pretty misleading. In reality, this website just allows you to play a pizza tower fan game called Pizza Tower Pre-Alpha Experience. This fan game was made over 3 years ago and attempts to replicate the gameplay of some of Pizza Tower's very first demos. The game's title screen reflects this, with it basically being a carbon copy of the title screen from Demo 1. Upon pressing play, you're instantly dropped into a small hub area. There are 4 main levels on display, along with a wardrobe to change your color palette and a block to swap between Peppino and the noise. Going into the first level, it's immediately apparent that this game plays very differently from modern Pizza Tower. Peppino and the noise's movesets have been heavily modified, removing most of their traversal options and nerfing most of their remaining mobility options to be essentially useless. The Mach Run is probably the worst offender of this, having extremely slow acceleration before all of a sudden blasting you forward at top speed. This feels really janky, to the point where I actively avoided using the Mach Run for most of my playthrough, despite the base walking speed being slower than molasses. The first level, Ancient, is based on the main level in a couple of the earliest demos which went by the same name. This level is pretty simple and serves as a nice introduction to the game. There is a scoring system, as well as 5 top-ins to collect in each level, just like in regular Pizza Tower, although these ones use the old designs, which are significantly more terrifying. This level has 2 main gimmicks, these hooks that move back and forth and these barrels that you can bump around, which are both used to create some puzzle-like scenarios. This game definitely leans a lot more into the puzzle platforming aspects of the earlier Pizza Tower demos, with cramped winding rooms that are more suited to the slower moveset. After finishing Ancient, we reach the second level, Water, which as its name suggests has a lot of water in it. The main gimmicks in this level include of course the water, which allows you to jump higher while submerged, and the strong current that propels you backwards kinda like the water in Oh Shit. Some of the returning gimmicks like the barrel and hooks also get new functionality, with the barrels allowing you to float on water as well as letting you roll similarly to the final game, and the hooks having the ability to carry you both horizontally and vertically when you grab them. This level has some frustrating bits, but is overall still pretty enjoyable, especially the sections where you get to run on the water. Unfortunately, the third level, Boulder, is where we start to see the game's quality decline by quite a bit. Right off the bat, this level as well as the rest of the levels in the game are missing pretty much all of their textures, with these textures being replaced with goofy looking placeholders that are a bit of an eyesore. The level design has also taken a bit of a hit, with the rooms getting longer and more frustrating to try and get through. The gimmicks are probably the worst part though, with these projectiles that carry you with them if you make contact being the cause of many painful moments. This level was kind of a slog and really highlighted my frustration with the game's controls. The final level, Horror, is thankfully much better than Boulder. This level's main gimmick is the monsters which will try to impede your path. These small monsters can be killed like any other enemy, but the larger ones are invincible and will charge after you if you're in their sight. This means that you have to avoid the larger monsters either by navigating around them or hiding from them in a barrel. This level also includes several surprisingly intense chase sequences featuring faster monsters that can break through walls. These were a lot of fun and made me actually feel like I was playing Pizza Tower, unlike the rest of the game. Overall, this game is alright, but definitely undeserving of being the quote-unquote most popular Pizza Tower browser game, especially considering this website literally just stole the game from its original creator. If we want to find some even cooler Pizza Tower browser games, we need to look a bit farther than the first page of Google. Introducing GX Games, a platform that allows you to run Game Maker Studio games in your browser. Since Pizza Tower was developed using Game Maker Studio, some dedicated fans were actually able to directly port several older demos of Pizza Tower over to this platform in their entirety, allowing them to be played natively in your browser. The best one of these ports that I could find that actually worked was this port of the first 4 levels of the Eggplant build, which was one of the final builds of Pizza Tower made before the game's release. Since this is a direct port, everything feels virtually identical to the Eggplant build, including the movement, physics, levels, and animations. The 4 levels on display are pretty close to their modern counterparts, with only a couple parts being changed between Eggplant and the final release. Peppino also feels very similar to how he plays in the final game, with the main differences being his ability to lose momentum while running up slopes or walls, and some moves like the shoulder bash and grab slide being slightly worse. There are also some visual glitches like this looping shotgun blast that wouldn't go away for some reason, but overall the game functions without issue. It feels super weird playing what's essentially a one-to-one version of Pizza Tower in a browser tab, and I definitely recommend trying it just for the novelty alone. This specific creator also uploaded several other demos, including the very first demo, some of the pre-Sage 2019 demos, and even the iconic Grinch demo. I'm genuinely just super impressed that these demos are able to run pretty much flawlessly even while confined to a browser, especially the later ones like Eggplant. This entire website is just chock full of amazing games and ports, so if you ever need a place to play some browser games, definitely check it out. Overall though, this is a great way to play Pizza Tower in your browser and a big step up from pizzatower.io. Well, now that we've covered both a weird fan game and some straight up ports of demos, I'd like to take a look at one last source of Pizza Tower browser games, itch.io. Itch.io is a website dedicated to hosting different games and projects uploaded by its users. While most of the games here are download only, there is the option to embed your game directly into the website to make it more accessible. By searching Pizza Tower in the search bar, hundreds of games pop up, and surely enough, there are plenty available that can be played in your browser. Since most of these games are basically just simple flash games, I'm gonna go over a handful of them in a quick lightning round. Alright, first up is... Never mind, we're gonna skip that one. The actual first game we'll be looking at is a short and cute game called Pat the Peppino. This game allows you to pat a PNG of a Pizza Tower plushie with your grotesquely realistic hand, with a counter counting how many pats you've achieved at all times. Despite the name of the game being Pat the Peppino, you can also pat a wide variety of other characters, each represented by their own beautiful bootleg plushies. However, some of these characters like the Noise don't deserve to be patted. In this scenario, we can press right click to switch to violence mode. Now you can beat the shit out of the Noise until he literally dies, after which a special message will be displayed stating that the Noise is dead. Rejoice! There's actually unique death messages for each character, and I encourage you to find them all if you give this game a try. All in all, this game is very relaxing, I love it. Next up, we have a game called Kill the Noise Simulator. The gameplay of this game is simple. Hit the Noise as hard as possible, earn money, then buy upgrades to hit him even harder. After each hit, the game gives you pizza points based on how far the Noise flies. You can spend these points in a shop on 3 main categories. The first category, upgrades, includes only 2 areas where you can spend points on to improve. Power increases how far your starting hit launches the Noise, while bounce increases how high he bounces when hitting the ground. The next 2 categories, characters and stages, are completely cosmetic and are just there to spice up your experience. There are several different types of characters you can purchase, and you can swap out both who's attacking and who's being attacked using a menu. This technically means that you can kill someone other than the Noise, but come on, the game's called Kill the Noise Simulator, so I'm gonna kill the Noise. The final category, stages, allows you to buy backgrounds themed after every main level in Pizza Tower. There are also several secret backgrounds you can unlock by scoring a certain amount of points, including Secret World and Crumbling Tower of Pizza. Overall, this game is simple yet addictive, and I appreciate the amount of unlockable content available. The third game I'll be talking about is technically a scratch game, but I first discovered it when it was re-uploaded on this site, so I'm just gonna include it with the rest. This is One Night at Peppino's, a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game featuring several Pizza Tower characters. Upon pressing start, you're dropped into an office that's completely covered in references. There's a single door with a button that drains power when closed and recharges when opened again. There's also a camera system that allows you to monitor all the characters as they appear throughout the night. The night begins with only Peppino and Snick in the building. Peppino acts as your standard animatronic, slowly making his way to your door and requiring you to close it as he reaches your office. Snick acts a bit more similar to Foxy, having multiple stages in which he gets closer to the camera before turning into Snick.exe. When this happens, you have to press the Go Away Fire button, which sends him back to the first phase of his attack cycle. At around 2 AM, the Noise enters the building, wandering around randomly like Peppino. The main difference with the Noise is that you have to listen for an audio cue that indicates he's running towards your door, after which you only have a second or two to react and shut it before he reaches the office. Oh, what the? At 4 AM, Fake Peppino and Pepperman show up. Fake Peppino is basically the same as the noise and charges your office when he gets close, while Pepperman is the same as Peppino and stands in your door until you close it. To make things even more stressful, around 5 AM, It's Pizza Time starts playing and all the characters seem to start moving even faster. If a certain character reaches your office, you get a custom game over screen in the style of that character. There are no jump scares in this game, which is a bit disappointing. I would love to see Don't Make a Sound style jump scares for the entire cast. When I was recording for this video, I decided to try and beat this game, and after a couple of tries, I got on this run going into 5 AM.
Oh my god, that was close.
Please. Yeah. Oh, I did. After you win, you get a cute little credit sequence culminating in an end screen with all the characters on it. This game is super charming and actually pretty fun. I definitely recommend you check it out. Finally, we have a game called John Wick vs. Lario at 3 AM gone wrong. I don't think I could describe this game if I tried, so I'm just gonna show my blind reaction to playing it. Oh my god, bruh. What is this? Oh. Oh my god, the Sonic Adventure 2 music. Okay, so I have a dash button and a taunt button. Oh my god, it's Snick! Aye! Homing attack! What the? Yeah, this is actually sick. Oh god, the rings! But this is just sensory overload at this point. Ah! Uh-oh. He's Super Snick! Ah, he's homing on me, what the? Uh-oh. Ah! Oh my god, it's Luigi. Please. I gotta be close. Ah! Oh no. Oh my god. I'm so dead. I'm dead. And I'm in the back rooms now. What the hell even happened? Yeah, so as you can see, this game's basically just an interactive YouTube poop with bullet hell gameplay. Unfortunately, I suck at these types of games, so I wasn't able to beat Lario, but if any of you watching like bullet hells, I highly recommend you try this one. That was pretty intense, but I think I got through all the games I wanted to talk about. I'd say my favorite game out of the bunch was probably One Night at Peppino's, but it was honestly really close and I genuinely loved playing through all of them. There are an unbelievable amount of Pizza Tower fan games and mods on this website that I just didn't have time to cover, so I definitely encourage you to go to itch.io and try some of these out on your own. Anyways, with that, I've explored 3 main options for you to get your Pizza Tower fix without the need for any pesky downloads. I neglected mentioning some other sources of Pizza Tower content like Scratch just because that one in particular has already been covered extensively in a great video by Gameboy XD, so if you want to explore yet another way to play Pizza Tower in your web browser, definitely check that out. For now though, I think I'm gonna stick to playing regular old Pizza Tower. I have to start on lap 10 again, and if I don't start soon, my upload schedule is gonna be looking really bad. I'll see you guys in the next video.